revivalhouse.net. Howdy, everybody. It's Zarin. I got Zach here as usual. This week, we're going to be doing a commentary, of course, and we're going to be doing one that we teased last week, and it did come requested rather, but it's also one that we had already talked about prior to that. We're going to be doing Psycho 2 with the hopes of doing Psycho 3, and I guess Zach wants to do Psycho 4 as well at some point.
I got some all, baby.
Yeah, I have Psycho 2 and 3, the Scream Factory releases, and I still have yet to open them up and watch them. But I've seen this movie. It's been a very long time. I think the last time I saw this movie was, because I used to have it on VHS way back in the day. It's probably been a good 15, 16 years since I've watched it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember the premise fairly well. It just might be details and stuff that I don't remember, but hour and 52 minutes. It's kind of longer for a horror movie, I'd say. But let's just jump right into it. I do love this movie. Let's see how it sits after 15, 16 years. Let's see if the heart makes the... Oh, fuck. I fucked that saying up. The heart makes the distance grow fonder.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, I got that, fucker. All right, so let's do a 3, 2, 1 play, and then we will get this party started.
Hell yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, yeah. We got this logo here.
I will give this movie a lot of props because I don't know if it's the only movie that's ever done this, but it's the only one that I can think of where it's a sequel done in real time, right?
You
know what I mean? Like all these years later, it's really
yeah.
It's the same actor playing the same character all these years later, as if he was really in the institution the whole time, right? 25 years. How many years is it? Something like that.
10, at least.
No, it's not 10. It's a lot of fucking years. Because this is
yeah, I don't
80s.
remember exactly.
I'm going to see right now.
I guess a lot of people were, like, critics were, like, upset that it started out with this scene from the first one.
I don't even remember this being this recap.
Yeah.
Why? Do they think it's a little bit of a shit on the original?
I don't know. I just read that when I was pooping, reading trivia to talk about while we're watching it.
It's the best time to do it.
Yeah, that's usually when I do it.
It is kind of weird though. They start this movie off with one of the big big moments of the first.
Maybe
one.
that's why, because it's kind of a spoiler.
It's a really well. Obviously, if you're watching this fucking movie, but they're opening up with a big high point of the original movie, something that got built up to.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the first Psycho in even longer, to be honest with you.
They're so strategic with the titty placement. I always think you see the titty, but you don't.
23 years later.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? So, I mean, it's awesome. Who does that? And it's cool because it plays right into it. Like, oh, why are we having it's the only movie where they can get away with that. Like, why they fucking wait 23 years? Just don't give us a sequel at all. Like, well, the fucker was locked up for 23 years. It's perfect.
It's kind of like if they made a fucking Seinfeld reunion.
They could do the same got out of jail.
Yeah.
That would be funny, but it wouldn't make any sense why they went that long. For not helping the fat man.
That was such a goofy way to end that show.
It really was. I don't think any of the cast likes that last episode. But this movie, it's also notable too. I love the twist. I mean, we're not watching the movie. If you're doing a commentary if you're listening to us do a commentary of the movie, I'd hope you'd seen it before. If you haven't seen it before, I'm going to give a spoiler, but I love the twist, right? Oh,
that scared me.
Did it really?
I was looking at my phone to pull up the trivia I saved, and that happened.
But no, it's a great twist, though, where they're fucking with his head the whole time. We don't know if he's crazy or not, or if it's the voices, and it turns out that they are really staging it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a great... Meg Tilly, man. That's a sister of your...
I'm pretty sure it's her sister.
Let's see. Does she have as big of boobies?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen this.
I'm going to see it right now. Yeah, she was born in 1960. It's got to be Jennifer Tilly's sister.
I guess she wasn't allowed, like I read that she wasn't allowed to watch a lot of TV as a kid, so she didn't even realize like how big of a deal doing Psycho 2 was. And the fact
she's the younger sister of Jennifer Tilly at that.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, she didn't realize that. She just thought it was some cheesy slasher sequel.
Yeah, she was surprised when all the all the press was involved during the making of the movie and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Holland.
Yeah, there's our Chucky connection. Tilly with Tom Holland, you know.
Yep.
Which what a cool. I don't know if it. I mean, I guess it'd be an honor if you were handed the duties of writing the script for Psycho 2, but at the same time, I bet everybody was kind of concerned because doesn't it sound like a bad idea on paper? Like if somebody brings it to you, like, hey, let's do Psycho 2 20 years later.
Apparently, originally this was gonna be a made for TV movie. And they were actually going to cast Christopher Walken as Norman.
No way.
Yeah, because they didn't... Once they kind of showed the script to Anthony Perkins and, like, he agreed to do it, it became a full-fledged theatrical production.
So Christopher Walken wouldn't have given it the green light for theaters, but the guy who didn't have a career between the first movie and this one
I don't know. I guess just because that made it official that this is a real sequel.
Yeah, it solidified it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've talked about it on the podcast before, but it's a real shame that Anthony Perkins didn't have a career, outside of this to a huge degree, right?
Yeah.
Because this was one of the later, if not the last, Hitchcock movie, the first Psycho. I can't remember, definitely one of the later ones. But Hitchcock was working with the A-listers, right? He was working with Jimmy Stewart's and your Gregory Pecks and all these guys. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden he's got this newcomer, this young kid. And I don't know, it just seems like it was tailor-made for him to have this huge careare after.
Yeah, but he got typecast pretty bad.
Yeah, he was probably... Why wouldn't... Yeah, why... Are you telling me that they asked Christopher Walken for the role first before asking him? Like, oh, he probably won't want it. He's probably busy sucking a dick.
On the... I get in the trivia, it said that Tom, it was widely rumored that Christopher Walken was going to be in the role. And apparently they asked Tom Holland during the commentary of the original DVD release, and he didn't confirm or deny it. So it's not really official whether or not they did it or not. Kind of rumor. Mm.
Well, not only was he down with the clown to do this movie, he was down with the clown to do 3 and 4. Like he wanted the money, man. And I think I don't know.
He directed the third one.
Did he really? I guess you're right. He did. I did. But at the same time, I think you hit a point in your career. I don't know if he liked it. There was a 23-year gap between the first one and the second one, so that big a time lapse allowed them to kind of get over the period where he probably would have rejected this role and hated it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was typecast. He probably didn't want to even think about Psycho. It was probably ruining his life. But after 23 years, he's probably already at that stage at this point where he's a guy embracing it. He's like, it's my signature role. I'll fucking milk it.
It's weird how that happens with actors. Like Kevin Bacon was the same way. Didn't acknowledge that he was in horror movies.
Until he did that fucking commercial.
And now he started doing it before that, so... A little bit before. It seems like... It's
like Stir of Echoes and all these movies. He did those shitty horror movies, though. He started acknowledging the genre when those movies became big again, when PG-13 horror movies were all the rage, right? After The Ring.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'll do it.
I'm looking at Perkins' filmography. I'm trying to remember this movie I remember seeing as a kid. Like, I never watched the movie, but I remember seeing it in the video store. And I always remember the cover of it. It had, 2 versions of them next to each other. And one was, a monster, and the other was just normal. And I want to say that I heard that movie was about, him being typecast or something. Mm. If I remember right.
I remember this movie's got Dennis Franz from NYPD Blue. He's Mr. Toomey. Remember?
Franz.
No more. Mr. Toomey no more.
What's that from?
It's from this movie. Dennis Franz's name is Mr. Toomey, and I remember there's a scene where he catches Mr. Toomey doing something that's kind of like shady because I think he was running the motel while he was away, right?
Oh yeah.
And he just I don't remember what he catches him in the act of or whatever, but he just tells him, "No more, Mr. Toomey, no more."
I think he's just letting people come in to screw and then leave, or something like that.
Something like that. You know what I like to call that whole wave of PG-13 horror?
What?
I have my own genre name for it, and it's known as Ethan Hawke horror. I don't like Ethan Hawke horror. Just because he's done multiple of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple of them.
If it's got Ethan Hawke in it, I don't want to see it. I don't even like Ethan Hawke.
I liked let
alone in horror movies, man.
Yeah.
Did they film this in the same house?
Yep. The house is the same, but the motel was rebuilt.
Is the house on the inside the same as the exterior shots? I mean, it looks like it could be, but you never
think
know.
So. I think at this time it was. Later on, it was too old to shoot inside.
It's so clever. I mean, so they're leaving those little notes to trigger him, right? Which blows me away because didn't they let him out because he's rehabilitated after 23 years?
Yeah, they're assholes.
You think he would be past that where like a little cliff note would trigger him, right? After 23 years, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Oh, when it shows his reflection here, that's Anthony Perkins' son.
Oh man, was his son begat of homosexual sex?
Oh fuck yeah, that'd be awesome.
Is it an ass baby?
I guess his son went on to direct horror movies too.
And I'm not trying to make light of Anthony Perkins. I think he's brilliant. But yeah, he was in the closet for a big portion of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think even at this point he was. I don't think it was until like I don't remember. It was pretty late. But he was definitely gay at this point. He was married for a long time. I don't think he was ever married to I think he only had the one long-term marriage, and I think she was with him even when he died, but he just kind of had that double life. And I know he had a relationship with Rock Hudson, who was also a very famous closet homosexual back in the day. I mean, he had a relationship with Rock Hudson before this, like.
I always liked the character Norman because he's like, I don't know, it's so interesting. Like he's a psycho, like fucking crazy person, but you still like you want to like him and you feel sorry for him.
Especially in this movie. Well, I mean, you do in all the movies, right? Because there's reasons why he's fucked up.
Yeah.
But this movie especially, I mean, the guy did his time. He's just he's a tortured soul, and then these people are fucking with him. Even though the people fucking with him obviously have their motives and their reasons, but still, man. Mm-hmm. I just think it's such a great twist. I love it, actually. And I can't wait. I know I'm jumping the gun here, but I can't wait to the end of the movie where he hits his fucking real mother in the head with a shovel.
Mm-hmm. And then they kind of I think they kind of regretted that because in the third one, they lay it out there that maybe that was his real mom, maybe it wasn't, because she was also crazy.
See, I don't remember all that. I don't remember them rewriting it after that point.
I'm pretty sure they did.
If you do end up making me do part 4, I always think about Mommy's flower water.
I don't hate part 4. I think it's...
No, I watched it a few times. No, I don't remember hating it. I just think it's probably well past that point of jumping the shark. It's like, God, how much do we...
The third act
come on
is
now.
really cheesy.
Well, I mean, just the whole movie in general. Like, how much... Why do we have to have that much backstory? It's almost like the sequel and the prequel, right? Because he's calling into the radio show, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's calling into the radio program and then telling his story, so it's kind of like a pseudo-sequel prequel.
Yeah. I find it interesting, though. I don't know why. I think
it's interesting. Like, all the weird incest shit.
Yeah.
And his mom was clearly batshit crazy, and she was, like, clearly bipolar and schizo or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because she'd, like, be, like, enticing him, like, in the bathtub or whatever, and kind of, like, leading him on. And then all of a sudden, when he actually kind of starts going for it, she, like, freaks out on him for being, like, some weird heathen sicko.
Yeah, they're like wrestling or something on the floor, and she like is laying on him, smiling, and then he gets a boner, and she freaks out. It's creepy.
Oh, it's kind of hot.
Olivia Hussey. She
Dude,
wasn't bad looking.
I don't remember what she looked like, the actress.
She wasn't bad looking.
They should have put both Tillys in this movie, and they could have lesed out.
Squeeze their titties together. Oh.
Yeah, Norman could have fucked him with the mother get up on. That would have been King Central. And he could have fucked him with the knife. Fucked him with the knife. Now, is she supposed to be the sister of who he killed in the first one, or like the daughter? I can't remember. Gotta be the daughter.
She's the daughter of that old lady that we just saw in the courtroom where she stood up and said, "Oh, he shouldn't be let out."
So, but she's getting revenge for the murder in the first one, right?
Yeah.
What's the connection?
The mom was she was actually in the first one too. She's the only other character coming back. I think she was related to Marion Crane, if I remember right.
She would have to be for them to be going to all this trouble, right? Because if you aren't related to anybody that was killed by Norman and you got away, I'm pretty sure you would just keep your distance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't see why they'd be putting themselves... Because, I mean, look, why would the daughter, why would Miss Tilly here be so invested in this performance, right? Unless she was brainwashed.
She's basically going along with it. She ends up liking Norman throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And regrets doing it.
Why would she go along with it, though? Like, she doesn't fucking remember that shit.
Yeah.
She's probably 23 years old here herself. And why is she dating? Why does she start liking this? Does she like him sexually or just starts having a heart for him?
Just having a heart for him, I think.
Okay.
I think he likes her sexually, maybe.
He's such a great character, though. I mean, like, it's a brilliant character. I mean, like, I know there's been a lot of people that have, I think, emulated the whole psychopath in different movies, but he's the blueprint. Hitchcock's original is the blueprint, and I don't know. It's the best character ever, man. Where, like you said, you can kind of like not endorse his actions, but you still kind of empathize with them. Sympathize, not empathize. I'm not crazy.
You're kind of rooting for him. You're like, oh man, Norman, don't go crazy again.
Yeah, exactly. In this one, and especially this one, because in this one, he's for sure the protagonist, right? He's not necessarily the antagonist. Well, you find out at the end he's not the antagonist. He's kind of the victim. The whole movie. This
is the only one where he really is
the victim.
Yeah, until the end, I guess, when he gets the shovel.
But they officially send him back over the edge. But no, it's crazy, right? He's officially the victim. Oh, there's the Franz, man. My favorite role.
I keep thinking you call him the Franz.
I wish fucking Winkler was in this. Speaking of jumping the shark, dude.
They should have got Paulie.
Yeah, he's basically Burt Young's character. It's like the same fucking guy, short, fat, bald guy, sleazeball, boozer. He's Walter Toomey. My favorite role of Dennis Franz was in The Simpsons when he guest voiced. I know you've never really watched The Simpsons, but do you happen to have seen the episode where Homer Simpson got put on blast by some feminist because she thought she grabbed her ass, but really she sat on his really expensive gummy bear and he peeled it off her ass when she got out of the car?
No, I haven't.
And then she was a feminist and she put him on blast and she was created this whole smear campaign of him all over town. And they had this like, it was all over the news and everything. And then they had a made for TV movie on Fox, The Homer Simpson Story, played by Dennis Franz. And they're reenacting the scene totally because the real scene was totally innocent, but of course in the movie they had Dennis Franz in the Homer Simpson clothes driving like a madman, and it was crazy.
Yeah,
it's like, Mr. Simpson, I'll tell everybody.
I actually read too, and I don't think I realized that Meg Tilly's character name Mary Samuels is a reference to the original Psycho. Like Marion Crane signs her name Mary Samuels.
With a man in the White House? Not likely. Mr. Wacko.
I won't have to. I'll just go to the police. I'm sure they'd be very interested in what's been going on here.
I'll just go to the police. So wait, how does he... Okay, it's drugs. How did he find... Here it is. Look. Here it is. No more? So... Hold on. Okay. At what point did he catch them with drugs or having sex? I don't understand.
He saw it. He saw a joint in the ashtray. I think I didn't notice it this time, but I think I remember that.
So they rebuilt the motel. They had to have because it was in that shot.
Yeah, they rebuilt the motel.
My motel manager and I just had a fight.
Dude, that's one creepy ass house.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to like have that house.
Didn't they just recently tear it down, or am I thinking of another house?
I think it's like set to be demolished or something, and they're trying to like save it.
Yeah, maybe.
They built a new one for the TV show Bates Motel that they tore down. Have you ever seen that show at all?
No, I've never watched it. I know you're a fan because you want to fuck that chick.
Oh yeah, Norman's mom, man.
You want to shoot it in them eyes.
Oh yeah.
And Meg Tilly's pretty attractive here in this. I mean, I've never seen her in any other movie, but like she's sitting here, just came in from the rain, a little wet. She looks hot.
Oh, she's wet, baby.
Did she ever act anything else?
Here, I'll look. I gave up.
Damn right you will.
I'm going to give up trying to find that fucking Anthony Perkins movie. I can't.
Oh, fun fact as well. I don't think I might want to double check my facts, but Anthony Perkins, I think he was supposed to be on The Simpsons, a guest voice, and I don't think he turned it down. I think he might have been sick with AIDS, actually. Something happened where he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So, and that would have been a really interesting like voice cameo because it's like he just played Psycho.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I'm seeing on the known for that I recognize is one of the remakes of Body Snatchers. The one that's just called Body Snatchers from 93. Yeah, I liked Bates Motel, but did you know that they actually like tried to make a Bates Motel TV series? I want to say in the 90s that failed. It was actually called Bates Motel.
No.
It had like Bud Cort playing the main character and Lori Petty, is that her name?
Who the fuck Bud Cort?
I remember mentioning it whenever me and River were doing something, and he's like, "Oh, I love Bud Cort." So I figured you might recognize him too.
I didn't. Fuck Bud Cort.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
You don't know who he is, okay?
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird because it was like part 2 and I want to say part 3 were already out, but for some reason they decided to ignore the sequels and they rewrote it so that it was like, oh yeah, Bud Cort's like a character that's friends with Norman when they're in the institution, and Norman dies and leaves him the hotel, and then he goes and takes it over. And it was a pilot that was going to be a TV series, but it was pretty bad, if I remember right.
Well, I'm looking it up right now. It says here, let me see. He then starred in and directed Psycho 3, for which he was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Actor in 1986, but refused to reprise his role as Bates in the 1987 failed television pilot Bates Motel, famously boycotting that project in a very ardent and well-received oppositional public campaign. Wow, they wanted him to be in it.
Oh, so they probably just they probably hated him, so they're like, "Oh, fuck it, we're just gonna pretend like those sequels never happened." Then he fucking died in there.
Yeah, and here's the Simpson thing. He had agreed to provide the voice for the role of the dentist, Dr. Wolf, in the Simpsons episode Last Exit to Springfield, but died before the part could be recorded. In the end, the character was voiced by Simpsons regular Hank Azaria.
He should have been one of the Treehouse of Horror characters. He could play Norman Bates.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that, it's funny how you got these guys that don't really have careers, they're typecast, or maybe even they're reduced to genre. Because the thing is, the old Hitchcock movies, he got these established A-listers and put them in genre movies. They weren't genre actors, right? Mm-hmm. And this guy, he was a newbie, fresh face, and he kind of became a genre actor because of it. But he's actually one of those guys that's actually a really good actor. Like he's not. It kills me how some people have careers and they're just shit actors.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he just didn't have that it factor. I don't know. He wasn't willing to pull his thing out on camera. That's what he should have did, man. Once you get older, your stock goes down in Hollywood. You got to start pulling your dick out and stuff.
Love to see that big thing.
It's like porn stars. You know how they say, when you enter porn, if you're like an 18-year-old, don't go anal right away. You got to save something for when you're on the downward spiral, you know?
Got to save something for the kids you're
have some standards. Then after people are tired of you after 6 months and you're in the twilight of your career, that's about how long it takes, then you start doing the freaky shit.
I do some freaky shit. You want to do some freaky shit?
That's a creepy house, man. You know they got to make a lot of money if they would do tours. Like if they had it set just like this. I mean, I don't know if it would be like this, but if they had it fully furnished, I'm sure somebody could remodel it and deck it out like the original movie, right? Even if it's not like the same stuff, it would be crazy. I'd love to go see that. I'd pay money. Man, somebody could fucking buy it. Whoever owns it, rent it out, for sleepovers.
I remember that show Fear Factor?
Yeah, Joe Rogan, of course.
Yeah, they did there was a Halloween special and one of the fucking stunts was in the original Bates house.
Really?
And it was all falling apart inside and stuff.
Well, some people do that. I know, people will exploit certain houses of history. I know somebody bought the Villisca Axe House murder house in Iowa, Villisca, Iowa. And somebody bought that and they rent it out. And I know it's booked solid all the time, especially around the season, the Halloween season. It's just booked and you got to pay a crappy, shitty, expensive rate to stay there. And there's no utilities, no plumbing, no nothing. Right. And people still do it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because this guy is not, it's all profit to this guy.
We just missed the silhouette of Hitchcock on that sheet.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't notice that was a thing.
Before they turned the light on.
How did they get it on there?
It's probably just a stand-up or something. Because in the original, he has a cameo of his silhouette too.
I wonder because I think Hitchcock died in 1980?
Something like that, yeah.
Do you think this movie would have A, had his blessing, or B, would have happened at all, or C, would he have maybe even directed it himself? Because I don't think... Because it's so weird because he never really did sequels or anything like that. But I know he's got a lot of iconic movies, but would you argue that Psycho might be the most iconic?
Probably at this point, yeah.
Yeah, at this point, good call. But I don't know. Isn't it funny what at this point is probably his most iconic movie contains an actor that I guess was so iconic that he got typecasted. So because he was nominated for an Oscar too, right? Anthony Perkins?
I think so, yeah.
God, that's gotta suck, man. You're fresh actor and you get nominated for an Oscar for this groundbreaking movie, and then your career goes to, not much.
Mm-hmm. This is freaking driving me crazy. I'm sitting here trying to find that video still on his filmography.
Is it?
Pissing me off. I'm just gonna stop before I spend the whole freaking commentary.
My question is, why is he working as a dishwasher when he still owns the motel? Does the motel not bring any business, I guess? Not
Maybe
enough.
Not. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he owns it, right?
Yeah, they got him the job. I don't know why he keeps
the
working.
halfway.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he's working there too. I mean, they should at least explain it. They should at least in passing act like, he doesn't make enough money. But you'd think, I don't know.
Well, maybe they did, and we just didn't notice it because we'd be talking over it.
Well, you're more than welcome to stay with me,
Smooth.
Oh, in town, yeah.
I got a thick dick, that you can sit on any time.
Why is this boss who does this at work? Who talks why isn't his boss like, hey, fuckhead, get back to work?
Hey, girl, I gave you the moon.
Oh, there he is.
And then
There it is. Well, it was conveniently placed until after his dialogue was finished. And I don't remember where that guy's from, his boss. I know I've seen him in a million things. I just can't place what else I've seen him in. It's Pac-Man for everybody that's not watching along.
What'd you think? Like, do you remember, like, the first time you watched the original, if you already knew the ending, if it was spoiled to you by then? It probably was, right?
It's just one of those movies you've known the ending to before you even saw it.
Yeah.
Because we're so young compared to when it came out.
I want to say that I watched it young enough to where it did surprise me.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
I wish. I envy that. My big question is, man, like, I don't get it. So, if Norman owns the motel, I'm assuming he does, or else he couldn't have had any authority to tell him no more sex, no more drugs. How does he pay Dennis Franz's character? And who was paying Dennis Franz's character the whole time he was in prison? Does he not own it? And he just has a little bit of like sentimental like ownership to it, he feels, or what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And maybe they might explain it, and we're just talking through the whole movie.
Yeah, I like these scenes like this where when he sees the letter. So it must have been her that did it, yeah.
Oh, she's helping out for sure. So it's going to be on the little ticket thing?
Yeah.
The wheel? Fucking cunt. Hey. Well, I mean, I could see why they're treating him like shit, because I mean, it's pretty common that everybody knows who the fuck he is, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, man? How would you feel if that's who they hired at your place of business?
Mm-hmm. Maybe she didn't put it there. Yeah, it probably just doesn't show who put it there, so we can't notice it.
Well, it's conveniently placed up there to where, another server didn't see it.
What was it like sleeping with the psycho?
Whenever somebody shows an up-close shot of chopping lettuce without looking, I always think an accident's going to happen. Does he cut his finger? Because they keep building up to it, right? They keep showing him cutting the lettuce like that with intensity.
Yeah, it's probably just to build tension.
Look, and it's building up right now, the tension. Look, they got the sideways camera angle, like the crooked camera on Dennis Franz here.
Yeah.
She needs to hit his face with the coffee pot. Looks like she's about raring to.
You really want to know what Norman's like?
Ooh, how was Norman like?
He's got a big dick.
Ooh, good one.
Oh.
That's a good one. Oh.
I keep just picturing Polly.
He could have had the role, man. I would have loved it. And we could have had like a polysploitation, man.
We still gotta finish that fucking commentary.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about it. Because I think we have it in the can. We'll just redo it. We'll redo it. I mean, if you remind me, we can do it next week.
Yeah,
we're talking about Amityville 2: The Possession.
That was another one we were gonna like let Riverman join in, but we have so many Riverman ones on the back.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to do it without him. I mean, if he wants to do it, great. But
we still gotta do the only one.
The only one I'm really trying to hold out for him is Dawn of the Dead. We were trying to do that to honor George Romero, but it's looking closer and closer like we're going to be honoring his 1-year anniversary of his death, because Riverman can never, commit to actually doing it. So that one I'm cool with holding off on until he can. But I say we can go ahead and do The Possession, man. I mean, I'd be down to do it next week if you are. See if Mitchell will do it with us. That might spice it up, because
I don't know if he's ever seen it.
We did it once last year. I can't believe it's been a fucking year. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, almost.
But it doesn't feel like a year, man. It feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
But
since we're gonna redo it, we could like just put out the old one as a revival vault episode. So
maybe. We obviously got to put out the newest one first, I'd imagine. But why don't you see if Mitchell wouldn't mind doing it? That might make it unique for us and different since the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I don't think he's seen it.
I'm not used to having Mitchell on for horror movies. It's usually stupid movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, because when we do these horror movies, these genre movies, they're a little bit more informative and talky and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to alienate the core audience, man. No, I don't give a fuck.
Alienate them.
Probe them.
They're alienated.
I'm gonna dare to say that I think Meg Tilly is hotter than Jennifer Tilly. But to be fair, I don't recall seeing what Jennifer Tilly looked like in 1983. I think I'd have to see them side by side the same year.
They're both cute.
She doesn't have the rack Jennifer Tilly has, but is Jennifer Tilly natural?
I think. I don't know.
They look natural. They look natural in Liar Liar.
I don't even give a shit. You know, whenever you watch the original, well, I guess even the remake of Night of the Demons, where she sticks the lipstick in her tit.
Yeah, it's weird. That's a fucking weird scene.
I remember as a kid when I watched Bride of Chucky for the first time and seeing Jennifer Tilly's tits, I used to think about fucking her tits, I think I was so young,
sticking it in the areola, fucking her nipple.
Yeah, I think I was so young that I actually thought that was just normal, that you could fuck the titties. You could hide shit in there.
Oh my god, just come inside of it. That's fucking weird, man.
No, I did really think that, but that would have been awesome if I did.
Who put out Night of the Demons 2? Is that on Blu-ray?
Yeah, I got it.
Is that like an Arrow release or?
Olive Films put that one out.
Okay, is it pretty bare bones?
Yeah. There's nothing.
I wonder how much you can get that for. I'm surprised Shout Factory hasn't gotten their hands on that one.
Yeah.
You think they could strong arm and offer, a small company like Olive Films to get rights to it? I bet you they will eventually.
That was a good sequel.
It is, and I'm always like hesitant to buy movies that aren't Arrow or Shout Factory because I feel like I'm going to settle for some inferior bare bones version, and then like 2 months later, Shout Factory is going to announce a crazy edition.
Did you see Shout Factory's putting out Silent Night, Deadly Night?
I saw that too, and it fucking pisses me off because I bought that a year ago.
Well, I actually, you know who Michael Felcher is? He runs Red Shirt Pictures and works on a bunch of like special features on those Blu-rays and stuff.
I know Freda Felcher, Lloyd Christmas's.
Well, Michael Felcher, he does these like live hangouts or whatever on Facebook, and I asked him like, can you tell us anything about the Silent Night, Deadly Night Blu-ray? Is it going to be remastered? And
Are they going to restore those extra scenes? That
he said he's not working on it, but his buddy is. That he's been friends with the guy for a long time, and they did find the original negative of the uncut print, so it will be restored.
So that'll be worth it. I mean, I'll pick it up.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'll pay the $25 they'll ask for it right away. But the thing is Amazon.
That's one I'm probably gonna pre-order and buy brand new. I love that movie.
Yeah, but Amazon, like I just bought the Carpenter Steelbooks that they just put out for The Fog, They Live, and Escape from New York. The Steelbooks.
Mm-hmm.
And I pre-ordered them from Amazon the day before they came out. So I pre-ordered them and they shipped the next day. Or I got them on the first day. Yeah, no, it's hot.
Crazy.
And do you know how much I paid for them?
How much?
$16 a piece.
Oh yeah.
And if you bought the Steels pre-order from Shout Factory, I mean they cost $30. Nice. So I'll totally look on Amazon. Maybe they'll cut a deal or something since it'll be new. Under 20, I'll buy it all day long. Over 20, I might wait.
When it comes to like movies I really like, I'm fine paying the price brand new. Even if it's like $5 fucking bucks later, I still kind of like, well, at least I let them know that I love the movie and this is the type of title they should go after in the future.
Yeah, but I don't know. Does Shout Factory guarantee you that you're going to get it on release day when you pre-order from them? Or is it going to ship out when it comes out and you're going to get it a week later?
I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm probably going to like pre-order from Amazon like the second season of Ash vs. Evil Dead and buy it. Even though like the first season was $15 a couple months after it came out.
I never watched the second season.
It's good.
I'm glad I held out though, because that should be coming out around Halloween time, right?
It's coming out this month, I think.
Is it coming out this month?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. See, I have the first season and I still have, I mean, I've watched the first season, but I bought it on Blu-ray with the slipcover and everything. And I haven't cracked it open yet.
I had like every episode has a commentary. The first one has Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi and Bruce Campbell. They were talking about they originally went to Netflix with the idea. Netflix turned them down. I was like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah, that's bullshit, man. And you see some of it now. They're just bloating their fucking channel, right? So I'm surprised that they said no to an established franchise.
Especially since like they had the original Evil Dead on Amazon for so long. Like that was always on there for a while.
I mean, I'm sure it came down to money, just money stuff and finances, but yeah, that's so crazy. I would so much rather that shit be on Netflix, man. Because it's so annoying. The Showtime shit is so annoying. But I think I don't know. I could probably I wonder if I buy the Showtime add-on on Hulu,
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
they have like the add-on. Will it have the whole season of Ash vs. Evil Dead on there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have anything. It's not Showtime. It's Stars.
Oh, that's what I meant. Well, I think Stars has to have an add-on service with somebody.
Yeah, I think they have their own app, and yeah, you can. There's an add-on on Amazon and other things. That motherfucker gonna burn this place down. So, how long has it been since you saw the third one? If it's been this long,
I think the last time I saw the third one, maybe it's not the last time I saw it, but I remember when I first saw it, and that's the only time I can remember. But I want to say I did see it after that. I just can't recall. I know I have, but I saw it in when I lived in Kentucky, and I told you about renting Haunted Ween and stuff.
mm-hmm.
So that's where I used to rent all the horror movies at this video shop. I'd go there and I'd rent any horror movie, and I literally made my way through all of them, and that's where I saw Psycho 3. So 1996. So I saw Psycho 3 before I saw Psycho 2. I didn't see Psycho 2 until 1998 when I acquired the VHS copy of it. Yeah. I saw Psycho 3 before I saw any of them, actually. That was the first one I ever watched. Yeah. More before the first one, everything.
That one was total like slasher movie.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to revisiting that. It's got Jeff Fahey. What a cornball. I have a question. Why is that's the guy that I've seen before a million times. I thought that was his boss. I guess it's is he like a cop or something?
Yeah.
That's his like halfway guy,
maybe his lawyer,
parole officer type thing.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. So first of all, the daughter, Meg Tilly, am I supposed to believe that she's so invested in this whole scheme that in one of the before scenes here a few minutes ago, remember where she was taking the shower? Like, was she like trying to reenact and trigger stuff? Like,
maybe.
She's that invested. Her mother is putting her in that situation. That fucked up.
Yeah, her mom's crazy.
And another question is, who just killed Mr. Toomey?
Her mom. Her mom's helping too.
So they're that invested.
Yeah.
So the mom's crazy.
Or it might also be Norman's real mom.
Where does Norman's real mom come from? I mean, I can't remember what the connection was. Where does she come from out of the blue?
She says that she gave him up for adoption.
I know that, but where do they find room to fit her in this movie? She just shows up.
I think it was just a way to get another fucking body in his cellar, really.
And it's probably so she's not really tied into the actual main plot. They probably just put her in at the end to sort of solidify that he's over the edge again, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, no, because isn't that the only body he kills is when he kills his mother?
Yeah, that's the only person he kills.
So that's why it's necessary. Like, hey, he's over the edge again. I killed her.
Yeah.
And doesn't he use her body as like his mother after that?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's her in part 3 in his cellar and stuff. You need to watch Bates Motel.
I need to watch a lot of things, Zach.
It's on Netflix,
Dude, she's really... I think I have a new actress crush, man. She's cute. Is she like part Asian?
I think both of them are Korean or something.
They both have that like that eye thing going on, man. Even with that dyke chop, man, she's still cute.
Oh, dude,
That's a great.
The Chrissy, or no, who was it on Three's Company? That
Three's Company. Yeah.
Janet. I thought she was fucking hot.
She's got the mullet, man. You can grab.
I thought she was hot, that show. She was a babe.
That's a crazy property, man. Can you imagine keeping up all that landscape?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously he doesn't. There's like weeds and shit everywhere.
Are you familiar with the Norman Bates case?
Did you ever read any of the books in the series?
There's books.
Yeah, Psycho.
Is it based on a book?
Yeah, the original.
The original was a book before a movie?
Mm-hmm. Robert Bloch.
What?
Robert Bloch wrote it.
Okay, I didn't know that. So I didn't know it was adapted.
Yeah, I guess like back whenever he was making the movie, Hitchcock like bought up a bunch of the books so that people couldn't read it and get the twist ending early.
I'm pretty sure they could have kept it under the radar that it wasn't based on a book. Well, he really bought all. How is he going to buy all the fucking books, man? I guess it's pre-internet.
Yeah,
it's pre-internet too, man. Like, why do you? It's funny why you'd even worry about that back then. So what if somebody reads a book and finds out? It's just going to be word of mouth. It's not going to get around. It's not the internet.
Yeah, I might be misremembering it too. He did something. It was a famous story about him doing something with the book so that people couldn't get the ending. Was that fucking raw hamburger in that sandwich?
It's kind of like, pre-internet. It also reminds me too of, back in the day, you didn't know when like your favorite band was coming out with an album. Maybe you read a magazine where they gave some kind of update, but for the most part, that shit just kind of dropped on you, like without a whole lot of advance.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing when they went on tour and stuff, you didn't realize they played the same song. Most bands played mostly the same songs every night. And also, people always complain about these bands that have been around for a couple of decades now. Oh man, they suck now. You should have heard them back in 1988. They were on fire. And, I don't remember who it was that made this point. It was probably somebody like Scotty Ian or something. He's like, no, the 80s or whatever were the exact same as they are now. We had great nights. We had bad nights. The thing is now there's no internet or YouTube to watch that shit and everybody to fucking pile on when there's a bad night or whatever. You go there, you live the experience. And the thing is when you go see like a rock show, you don't even really catch errors, right? There's so much energy and so much noise going on. You don't even catch those little things. Mm-hmm. You're in the moment. So it's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's like all that shit used to happen the same. We just, couldn't go back and relive it. And when they came out with live albums, they doctored that shit. They went back in and, recorded tracks over it for all the shit that was imperfect,
Yeah. That scene
really
where Norman was painting reminded me of a Leprechaun, the three guys that paint.
Yeah, Oz. Yeah.
Remember when they're painting that house, that ugly fucking blue color?
He gets paint on him, yeah.
It's like, who would paint their house that fucking ugly color?
Yeah, it's stupid. They
it's
paid
like
him to do it.
Dark blue and dark red.
They're just doing what they were told. They had to fix his brain, dude. They weren't going to say no to work.
Mm-hmm.
Money.
Gotta get him an operation.
They should have did a Psycho versus Leprechaun. Norman Bates versus Leprechaun. I want to see Norman Bates versus Leprechaun or Norman Bates versus Chucky. That'd be a funny movie. They're both fucking psychos with knives.
Why settle for fucking C tier fucking villains? Why not go Norman Bates versus Freddy or Jason?
No, I don't think he wouldn't be any competition for anybody supernatural. But yeah, somebody like him versus Chucky would be fucking hilarious.
I think anybody could just kill Chucky. They're just too afraid to because they're awestruck at seeing a doll walking around. You can just kick that fucker like a football.
I know. I don't understand. I guess because he's small, he's lethal. He could slip at he can get the slip on you pretty easy. But it's really no different than like a kid. A kid's really small. It's like he's just. I don't know.
Like fighting Gage.
Yeah.
Especially the end where he's a doll.
He's a puppet. He's a doll that just kind of flings out of the attic.
Did you watch that documentary?
No, I haven't watched the documentary yet. I need to. I haven't watched Roseanne either. There's all kinds of shit on Amazon I need to watch. Because it's on Amazon, right? That documentary?
Mm-hmm.
Those bitches didn't acknowledge part 2, so I'm kind of protesting for a little bit. I think we should make a Pet Sematary 2 documentary.
Mm-hmm.
We could sit there and
Eddie Furlong.
We could fund it and put our life savings in it and not make any of it back because nobody will watch that.
It'll end up as a fucking special feature on the DVD or Blu-ray.
Yeah. That'd be great though. That'd be a lot of fun to, if you had the money to throw around to produce some documentaries of stuff that, you're really into that maybe a lot of people aren't. But there's no way it'd get off the ground because it's like how many people? There's not an audience for it. Which kills me.
What if we get Eddie and he's just like, I don't even remember making this movie, man. I was coked out.
No, not in those days, man. I don't think so. What's your opinion on the oh wait, did they announce it or it's not announced? Maybe it's not announced like they're doing it. Okay, it's not. So it's not happening, so that's a bummer. But the guy that's directing the It remake, which comes out in like a couple weeks, by the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks. I'm actually looking forward to that. Looking forward to that because we don't get any horror movies anymore. And when we do, there's shit. And I don't know, I got a real big open mind for this one. It's that big debate, and it's been going around online. Is it a remake or is it not a remake? And it's not a remake. I'm one of those guys on the half of the field where I'm saying the original was a TV miniseries. It's not the same thing. This is the first theatrical. How do you look at it?
I didn't even know that was being debated. I'm staying away from pretty much everything regarding it. Like, I see shit like, oh yeah, let's get to know the guy that plays Pennywise. Like, I don't want to. Like, I want to walk into that movie and not know who he is.
And I didn't watch the newest trailer. I've seen people like throwing up GIFs and things like that, and they're showing like scenes. Like I see people throwing up little teasers and sharing stuff where the boat and the sewer, and they're showing Pennywise talk. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of already ruining it. I've already been like Pennywise overkill. Like they've shown him everywhere.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bummer, right? It's kind of a bummer. Like just why they didn't have to show him. I can understand why they might show him a little bit to tease people, but we don't need it.
Yeah, the way they handled it in like the first trailer was enough.
No, exactly. It really was. Now it's kind of gotten overkill, but I didn't watch the newest one and I'm trying to stay away from it. So we'll see, but it comes out real soon. But anyway, the director of this movie, he said he's got heavy interest. He really wants to remake Pet Sematary.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And you know what? If this movie It does as much money as I think it will, and it probably projected to, I think he'll get his wish. I don't think he'll have a problem buying up the rights or getting people to agree to do it,
I'd rather make a fucking like loose sequel. Reboot one of those. I think Pet Sematary is the best Stephen King adaptation movie-wise we have so far.
He's got a few good movies.
Yeah.
I mean, Shawshank's good. I mean, those are Bachman books, obviously, and they're based off short books, novellas or whatever, short stories. And
that's a good shot.
Yeah, it was. The Running Man's another Bachman book. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely took liberties with that movie because it's really not a whole lot like the book.
I'm surprised they never made a movie for Rage.
The Carrie 2?
No, Rage, the Bachman one that about the kid that holds his class like captive with a gun.
Never seen it, never read it.
That's probably why, because of Columbine and stuff.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Make it.
But you're right. Pet Sematary is one of the best ones. I'm trying to think. The Shining, of course, is amazing. The Shining's the best. I mean, it's going to be hard to topple that.
Mm-hmm. That almost is. That's more just Stanley Kubrick's movie.
But it's still an adaptation, man. I mean,
yeah.
Because you could say the same thing about Shawshank or The Running Man. They're very loosely adapted. And what else was I going to say? A lot of people like Salem's Lot. I don't know. I haven't seen Salem's Lot in forever. I was honestly tempted to buy that on Amazon today Because I bought some new running shoes on Amazon, and you ever like buy something and then you see something like recommended to you and it's not that much money. You're like, ah, fuck, I'll just throw it in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I was buying running shoes and I saw the Blu-ray, the miniseries for $7. I'm like, I don't own it. Fuck, why not? Putting it in there. And then I saw Salem's Lot for like $7 and change too. And I'm like, God, I haven't seen this in forever. But I looked at that movie and I'm like, this is the kind of movie I can see Shout Factory putting out a decked out version of.
Yeah.
The second I buy it.
I actually bought the It DVD because the Blu-ray wasn't out yet. Then a couple months later, they put out the Blu-ray.
Is there any special? Do you own the Blu-ray now?
No.
Oh.
I guess the Blu-ray has the original like box aspect ratio, and the DVD was cropped to be widescreen.
Oh, so it's got the fucking bars on the side?
Yeah.
On the Blu-ray?
Yeah. It's
And I paid money for that shit?
You're technically getting the whole picture though.
Oh, I paid money for that shit, man.
You can always zoom in on your TV.
That's ghetto, and that's an extra step. That's gay, man.
I'd rather have.
I don't
whole
like
thing.
having a 55-inch TV and them robbing me of inches. It's like the Kit Kat. It's like the Mitch Hedberg, the robbing me of chocolate. The Kit Kat shavings. They are robbing me, man. It's fucking horrid. Just give me a fucking widescreen formatted movie. Is that so hard to ask?
But then you're losing picture.
Is that always the case with these old movies?
If they were shot like that and then cropped to widescreen, like the original Evil Dead was shot square, and it was shot square because it was shot for TV.
I didn't notice it as a distraction on Evil Dead when I watched it. They must have did a good job because I didn't really notice it hindering the film.
You might have watched the crop version if you didn't notice black bars on the sides.
Oh no, I didn't have black bars. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying even when it was cropped, I didn't notice it hindering the movie.
Yeah,
I didn't notice it.
Sometimes they do a good job, yeah. But they got to go in frame by frame and
I was
adjust it.
actually really impressed with the transfer of Evil Dead 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I thought they were really good.
I still haven't watched the Army of Darkness Blu-ray yet.
I have the Shout Factory one.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched it.
I bought it because it comes with every single version of the movie, and I still haven't opened it and watched it yet.
No, me neither. I'm tempted to get Return of the Living Dead finally because you had it and you were bragging about it. And you said you got a slipcover when you bought it on Amazon, right?
Yep. It had saran wrap over it. And
it's
on sale cheap.
Have you noticed Amazon, like their prices fluctuate almost every week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like sometimes things go up or a little down. It's down to $17. Like it's really tempting. I think this week I'll pull the trigger on it.
One of the special, it has the More Brains documentary as a special feature.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if because I have the DVD of that, and the movie itself is just the first one, but then in the special features they have other featurettes of all the sequels. I don't know if it's just the original or if they put all those featurettes on there too.
I don't know.
But it also has the work print of the movie.
Oh, cool. Lie to the sheriff. Why did you do that? He's such a goody two shoes.
Mm-hmm. He's too nice almost. It's off-putting.
It's starting again.
See, this is the hoe right here. This is that hoe.
Did you call him Sheriff Cunt? I wonder if there's any special features on the It Blu-ray. It's probably pretty bareback, huh?
Probably, yeah.
I'd love to see it. I would enjoy seeing like a featurette on that. See old interviews with like Tim Reed and fucking The Ritter.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Anderson. It really is a product of the times, man. A TV miniseries starring TV's finest of the day, right?
Yeah.
Of the start of the 90s. Oh, John Ritter, fucking Harry Anderson of Night Court and Cheers. And just, I don't know, fucking Tim Reed, man.
It's weird watching it because it's like the kid actors treated it like it was a fucking full-blown movie, and then the adult actors kind of treated it like it was a made-for-TV movie.
No, it really makes a lot of sense. You're right. I mean, the kids do a great job.
It's almost like it could have just ended after the first part. I think I always just watched the first part as a kid. And then, like, when I was, I don't know, like 15 or 16, I watched the second part. And I was, like, for the first time.
I mean, it was a mini series. I don't remember how many parts they broke it up into. They probably just I mean,
two,
I don't know if
they
really just, well, because, you know, that movie's so long, it still would have put each part at an hour and a half with commercials. It would have been over 2 hours long. You sure they didn't split each part into 2 parts, maybe?
Maybe.
Because it's a little long.
I think miniseries were usually like 2 hours long, though.
But yeah, I mean, you really can split them up as like a one in part 1 and part 2, like sequels. And the first one is the better one. And it's just not, you see a lot of fucking Pennywise in the second one, but it's not nearly as scary.
Mm-hmm.
This is battery acid, you slime. Eddie Spaghetti, you want to fucking choke him with your dick in that second movie. He's so annoying. Part 2. He's such a nerd. Living with his mom. Edward. And it's so funny.
What is the dad keeps telling the girl? I worry about you.
I worry a lot. It's been too long since the last time.
Wasn't there like some weird thing with him maybe like wanting to have sex with her in the book or something?
Yeah, you know No, she was molested, right?
Yeah.
And it's really just kind of implied in the TV miniseries. But the thing is as a kid, I didn't catch on to that, right? When you're a kid, you don't get subtlety.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when it deals with adult themes that you're not really quite savvy to yet, like child molestation. Now as an adult, it's the same thing with Freddy Krueger, right? You know, I didn't really think about it. I just thought, he killed kid. Yeah, same thing. But you know, which I don't mind. I don't mind it being alluded to. I think I appreciate that a little bit more now. I wonder how much they're going to touch upon that in the new movie.
Yeah. Wonder how long the new movie's going to be.
Oh, I think it's pretty long.
Yeah.
I think it's got a really long runtime actually. I think it's over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a part 1 and part 2.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, definitely. They're going to do part 2 with the adults.
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
I did not.
Have you
I
seen
did not.
Have you seen the trailer of the new Tommy Wiseau movie, Best Friends?
No, not yet. I keep forgetting.
Oh, I've watched it over and over again.
Why haven't we done The Room, dude?
I don't know. We should do The Room. You know, for a while there, you know, if you would have pitched doing The Room 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, it would have been the hipster thing to do. Because everybody likes to shit on The Room, but we should do The Room. Fuck it, dude. Let's do. We got to put The Room in there. We'll either do The Room or The Possession next week. Fuck, we got to do that movie with we're going to be guesting on the R-rated commentary too. I think we're doing Heavy Metal.
I'm excited for that.
We got to do that Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be commentary crazy that weekend.
Hell yeah.
We'll do one or the other. I don't know, but put The Room in, dude. I mean, I'd love to fucking do The Room.
Mm-hmm.
I love at the beginning of the movie. I like how he doesn't even build up to this shit, man. Right at the very beginning of the movie is a really long sex scene. And it's really awkward. It goes on for, I swear, what feels like 10 minutes. It's almost like some like Showtime, like Skinamax worthy. And then, of course, you got Denny who comes in there and just fucking watches the shit. And I like when they catch him, they're like rolling around in the beds with him in the sheets. Little guy. It's really fun. Get out of here.
How'd they do this shit?
This is his mind. This has to be his mind. Because they've triggered him. Never mind. Unless she's just going along with it. Yeah, Norman, I see all that shit. You're crazy.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, this is real.
Ew, is that a fucking big ass tampon? Like for a really big bitch?
I used it to clean up the mess, and then I flushed it down there.
Why would he flush a giant ass towel in the toilet?
Locked. You said so yourself.
Norman, stop talking nonsense. I tell you, you
What else you gonna do with it?
Then how do you explain this?
I'm lost. Did he say that he flushed that towel down the toilet?
Yeah, he's thinking that he killed these. Like, that's what she's trying to make him think, is that he did it and blacked out.
No.
Oh my god.
And with that towel. After they killed that kid.
After they killed that kid.
Then you.
How can you be so
She's a she deserves an Oscar if she's like acting and pretending this whole time. You know, it couldn't have been you.
Yeah, she's kind of like going against her mom at this point.
Yeah, confliction.
Yeah, because she thinks he's a nice guy and he doesn't deserve this.
But she's willing to fucking sell her mom down the river.
Fuck her mom.
Like, seriously, like, what does your mom have to have on you for you to sit there and fold to this, right? Look at her putting her palm on the fucking pube part of the toilet seat. That fucking gross. Like, why would you fucking put your hand on that? For people not watching, she's crouching down in front of the toilet, cleaning up the blood, and she's resting her left hand, her left palm, on the front of the toilet seat where the dicks touch.
That was kind of a funny fun fact, too, is in the original, when you see the toilet in the bathroom, that was, like, really controversial. Because up until that point in movies, they never had a toilet in the bathroom in the movies.
Yeah, you never saw toilets in TV shows either.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. And like
You never saw that.
Like you never saw like parents' bed like with one big bed. It was always two.
Yeah, they're all
beds.
Mary Tyler Moore shit. They're separated. But that's weird. Like, I don't get it. Like, the toilet, it's okay.
That's disgusting.
That's so funny though. I can't get over it, man. She didn't fucking wash her. Did you see her wash her hands?
Oh, she knows that that's a movie. Fucking
A
toilet.
movie
Nobody's sat
seat.
there.
You know, a set hand, a grip or whatever, took a shit in between sets.
Probably
I would have.
work.
If I was working on the movie, I would have taken a piss in there. I would have it would have been one of those like blooper reels. Like she's like Norman's digging the towel out and somebody pissed in it. Oh, fuck. Gotcha.
Yeah, I brought up the books. I was going to mention like the original book. Norman was way different. He was like a chubby dude that was bald and stuff like that. And when they made this,
it's more like the killer in Human Centipede 2.
yeah, I remember seeing like a documentary about the first one where when they were talking about casting this guy, they were like, he looks nothing like Norman in the book. And like, they thought that's good though. You want people to like him and
separate. Yeah.
Yeah. But like when they made the second, movie, they put it out there that they were going to make this. And Robert Bloch, the guy that wrote the original book, was like, I can write a script for it if you want me to. And they were like, no, we're going to go our own direction. I guess he got mad and he wrote his own book, a sequel to the book. And
was it a series or did he just write one original book originally?
He wrote one original book,
and that's what the first movie was based off of, a single book.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then because they didn't want, he basically like wrote the second one. I think it came out before the movie. He wrote it that quick, and it's basically like just shitting on the film industry. Because like the plot of it was that a director wants to make a movie about Norman and stuff like that.
What kind of grown-ass man has pictures of hummingbirds hung up in his house?
He likes taxidermy, man.
What a gay lord. Oh, it's scary shit.
That was creepy.
Why would her mom scare her own daughter?
I think, yeah, at this point, they kind of don't want you to know when it's the mom and when it's the chick at the end.
What, you mean his mom?
Yeah.
You mean we don't want to know if it's his mom or her mom?
Yeah.
Because she was pretty genuinely scared there.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are you insinuating that they're both running around? Oh, she is. Because I think, okay, so I haven't seen this movie in years, but I think when she's at the table, like stirring her tea and talking to Norman, telling him about how he gave her up to adoption, all that shit, I think she mentions that I had to kill him, Norman. I had to do it, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't she start like giving a little exposition, a little explanation? I think she, maybe she is part of it. We'll probably have to shut our big yappers at that last scene so I can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, he doesn't have anything that he just has all his fucking knives and shit thrown in there. What a
Yeah, I would want to have that.
Neanderthal. I know, it's like fuck. I know he's rehabilitated and all. Is that like the same fucking knife he killed her with?
Okay, mother, where are you?
Okay,
They
mother,
probably
where are
would've
you?
Got rid of all that stuff.
Yeah, see, that can't be the only. Obviously, this movie has the double twist with his mom as well. But you know, we're only an hour and 8 minutes into the movie, and they just revealed that the mother's in on it, right?
Yeah.
So
Not Norman's mom yet.
yeah, but I think it's great. I love that the whole the fake out twist. You know, there's the one twist, and there's like sometimes the first twist you can kind of see coming, and you're like, okay, I think I saw that coming, but then it's like a fake out, and the second twist you don't see coming. I love that. It makes me think of that movie Get Out. Did you ever watch Get Out?
Mm-hmm. We were going to do an episode on that.
Who, you and Mac, or
I thought you and me, but we never got to.
Oh, well, we should do a commentary. I actually really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
It reminded me of a giant like Tales from the Crypt.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it really, like a Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, like installment? And but yeah, it's like the whole twist of the family inhabiting the bodies, the brains of the black people. You obviously kind of see that coming, and then you see you see the motives, right? You see them that they're taking the black people in the auctioning. You see that the girlfriend is clearly like a hunter. You know, she brings them in. You see all that stuff a mile away. But at the very end, I didn't. The after I was faked out with the first twists, you know, I honestly didn't see that the grandparents were in the house. You know, people. I didn't see that. I didn't catch that. But the thing is, I think it might have been obvious, but that's the beauty of the fake out twist. Like, it kind of lets your guard gets let down after you get that first one. Like, okay, that's it. I was right. Then bam.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. It was like Tales from the Crypt.
I'll protect you.
They should have just shoehorned in the Crypt Keeper in the beginning and end of it.
That's all he did. You know, like what's that fucking one with Tim Curry? That third Tales from the Crypt movie?
Ritual.
That isn't. They just literally. It doesn't even have an intro and an outro. They just like threw the Tales from the Crypt name on it.
Yeah.
That's a shit movie, by the way.
Never seen that one.
I tried watching it, man. I was put to sleep.
You can use a sleeping bag.
But was that the case with Bordello of Blood? Like, were they
I think
always
those
Tales
were
from the Crypt?
written like that.
Okay,
Maybe.
was it written for Tales from the Crypt?
Maybe it was like a different. Maybe it was like its own script and they rewrote it. Maybe. It's hard telling.
I'm pretty sure the studios pull from their big stack of scripts and be like, oh, we can turn this into a Tales from the Crypt.
Probably, yeah.
You know? But like it blows me away because there's so many other episodes of the series of Tales from the Crypt that have such better content, much better content, like you think would be more suitable for a movie. And you watch Bordello of Blood, I'm like, and even Demon Knight, I'm like, man, I could think of a million better episodes of the show than these, right?
Yeah.
He's not like a normal serial killer. You know, he doesn't like even try and rape her or anything.
What are you doing, Norman?
Look at
He
that.
should have.
Norman, put the knife down. Nobody's gonna come in the door.
She's got balls, man. She's like I said, she's super invested. She didn't even freak the fuck out when he was standing above her.
Yeah,
He was
she's
standing over.
And originally she was trying to like come hang out with them and poke him with a stick, trying to get him to freak out again.
Confused again.
But he's like standing over in the dark with a knife, and she wakes up and doesn't even scream.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at it. She looks a little tense here, but man, she's not your typical
Yes, Norman, you are.
19, 20-year-old girl in this situation.
Just don't let them take me back to the institution.
Don't let them take me back. Like she's gonna fucking have a say.
Hide me. But yeah, like the book of Psycho 2 was fucking. I kind of want to like talk about it, but
Why not? Go for it.
There might be people that are like, I didn't want you to spoil that shit.
I was going to read that old ass book. I was going to go find it at a Goodwill. No, just fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, spoiler alert, everybody. If you want to read the fucking book.
It's been a while, but if like I remember it being like Norman breaks out because he hears that they're making a movie about him. He breaks out to go. It's basically like a Jay and Silent Bob. He breaks out to go to Hollywood to stop the movie from being made.
That
or
sounds
something.
awful.
I forgot exactly what his motive was, but basically, at the beginning, he kills a nun and he's dressed up like the nun and he's hitchhiking.
Oh, like fucking Carrie Fisher.
It's kind of similar in part in Psycho 3 too. There's a nun hitchhiking or an ex-nun, but somebody picks him up like a truck driver or something, and then there's a struggle. He like goes after him with a knife, and then it cuts to like his the guy that was talking to him while he was in the sanitarium. Like the producers of the movie go to him to get like, oh yeah, we want to like have you on set as a consultant so we can ask you stuff about him and stuff, and he doesn't want to do it and shit, but he ends up doing it after like a bunch of like twisting his arm and shit, and like the whole book is kind of told through his perspective, and murders start happening and everything, and yeah, I'm trying to remember because it's been a while, but the twist ending of that one was at the end. You find out like, oh, it wasn't Norman doing all the killing, because
was it a movie within a movie?
No, the thing was like, remember like when he dressed up as the nun and went after the guy with the knife, they end up the cops find the aftermath of it, and it's a burnt up body because the truck was set on fire. And then at the end, it's revealed that, oh, the body that you thought was the guy that picked Norman up was actually Norman. Norman was dead the entire book. And the guy doing the killers was his fucking psychologist, who was basically having a split personality and becoming Norman. Yeah.
He was, okay, he was, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Did the book come out first or the movie? Which got released first?
I think the book got put out first. I think he wanted the book to come out first just to kind of, as a fuck you.
Well, I mean, I gotta say though, I'm sure they were being written and everything at the same time, but they do have similar tones where it's got the fake out where Norman wasn't really the bad guy, you know?
Yeah, and then he went on to write another one called Psycho House, which I guess is a big turd, and I still haven't read that one.
I can't believe you. So you read this book? You actually read that last book?
The second one, yeah.
You didn't read the first one?
Yeah, I read the first one. I love the first one.
Okay. Is how accurate is the source material? I know the character is portrayed differently, but
shot for shot, pretty much. Besides Norman being
fat,
like different.
So I have a question. So even though they describe him as fat and bald or whatever the fuck he is, when you're reading the book, are you still picturing Anthony Perkins? You have to be.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's funny how like a movie, you only have one chance to paint a picture of something a book is portraying in your mind. And if you see that picture in a movie first, it ruins you. It's like I read the Pet Sematary book after I saw the movie. So when I was reading the book, I was picturing fucking Gage, and I was picturing fucking fucking Judd, and you're picturing all the actors.
Why wouldn't you picture Judd?
It's not totally bad because, I was thinking of Fred Gwynn. It's not totally bad though, because it does kind of assist you. Like, what the setting looks like. And I don't know. Yeah.
That was revealed in the documentary that Fred Gwynn actually really wanted to do that movie because he really connected to the script, I guess, because he actually lost a son when he was a little younger. I guess his son was like playing out in the woods or something and fell and ended up dying somehow. I forgot.
And he wanted to relive that shit? What the fuck?
I don't know. It was maybe just he connected.
I really connect with this script because I haven't worked since the Monsters. That's why I want to do it.
Probably just like knowing like that wanting to bring them back somehow.
Do you think when the actor who played Gage had to like put his lips around his neck, you think he got a boner?
Oh, they actually mentioned whenever they were shooting that, they had him like, they were like, yeah, just bend down and bite into this prosthetic on his neck, and like Fred Gwynn like reacted like oh, and I guess it scared the shit out of him.
It scared the shit out of the kid.
Yeah, whenever they were filming it,
They must have edited that part out. They just got the good part.
yeah.
I like the fucking sound effect he makes. The sound effects he makes.
I've been to all your
Hi, Daddy, I love you.
asked me for years, but I am
Hi, Daddy, I love you. And he's like ignoring him. Hi, Daddy, I love you.
Remember when we did a commentary of that? We got all bummed out.
people anymore, Mother. Not for your sister.
What? Oh, yeah, because it's fucking sad.
Yeah.
Mother, let go. You're
Hi, Daddy, I love you.
Yeah, that was the I was working on that like commentary video of like the highlights for a while, and that's when I kind of like realized like I don't think we're gonna be able to make videos of this for all these commentaries. Some of them just don't work.
Oh, for the 5 minutes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah, I don't remember. Did we make a tasteless joke when his shoe was flying in the air?
I don't remember.
I think one of us caved.
Maybe, yeah.
I think we had to, because it was so serious, we had to break it up with something. I think we had to break it up with some kind of tasteless joke.
Mm-hmm.
Thinner's an okay Stephen King adaptation.
It's been a while since I've seen that one.
I mean, it's not a great movie, but I think it's actually pretty loyal to the source material. So I think you could argue that the book's just kind of on the same par too, the story.
Mhm.
But it's not bad. It's enjoyable.
That was Richard Bachman too, wasn't it?
I don't remember. Probably. I'm pretty sure the movie plays out like it was a short story, you know?
Yeah.
You know, pretty much like, yeah, it does. It seems like a really, really extended Tales from the Crypt. It seems like it could easily be condensed into like 45 minutes, right?
Yeah. I kind of like, I want you to watch Base Motel so I could like talk to you about it, because I don't know if I like it so much just because I'm I'm a mark for this series pretty much, or if it's just really good.
Did it end? Did it end prematurely?
The 5th season was its last season. Yeah, it was set up to be 5 seasons.
Oh, it was. They said that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check it out, but it's thoroughly enjoyable.
I like it, but I admitted, like, I think if you go back and listen to Mac and Zach, like whenever that show came out, I was like, oh man, even if this show ends up being shitty, I'll still watch it because I love this series.
No, I need to watch. I've been dying for a new show to get into. So, I mean, if it's one of those shows that I'll be addicted to, I kind of like the idea that it's only 5 seasons, right? It's not like a huge investment.
Yeah.
Mrs. Loomis, how are you this afternoon?
Loomis. Oh, hi, Mother.
I'm sorry, Mother.
This is where the third act kicks in.
Norman, stop it. This is not your mother.
It is not your mother.
Lila, are you there? There's no one on the line.
He's lost.
Why is he dressed like he's like gonna do interpretive dance on stage somewhere, some community?
The turtleneck. The turtleneck.
Turtleneck.
No one there.
I think I've only wore a turtleneck once in my life, and it was like in 2nd grade, and I was like, I hate this.
No, when I was in elementary school, my mom used to make me wear turtlenecks, and they're so gay.
I couldn't
They're
stand
so
it.
gay.
I like folded it inside to make it feel normal.
Yeah, it's weird because they're like thin material, and then you got something thin covering your neck. I can understand it if it's like one of those sweaters with like the thing around it, I guess, because if you're trying to stay warm. But
Wasn't that like a joke on Seinfeld? Like, it's like you have a really weak midget strangling you.
I don't know, but it just feels unnatural. Yeah, it feels like you're getting choked,
Yeah.
which I know you're normally into, Zach,
Mm-hmm.
especially with them midgets.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's kind of officially kind of like crazy, right?
Yeah, he's lost it.
Yeah,
The scene coming up where he's coming at her when she has the knife and he starts grabbing at it at the blade, that always like makes me cringe.
Oh, I'll have to watch it. I can't recall it. But yeah, so the whole second, the bulk of the second act is him teetering back and forth, trying to like get a grip. And the third one, he just loses it. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mother is dead. Mrs. Bates was your real
She is pretty hot.
Yeah, she's hot. What if you found out she had a dick and she was a transsexual?
I'd suck it.
You let her fuck your ass.
I'd suck it.
You
let her
suck her
slap
tits
my
while she
face.
fucked your ass? Yeah. Oh, God.
Slap my face with her dick.
It's gross, man.
I'd suck her dick and her fat balls would break both my collarbones.
Oh.
Why did you do that?
It wasn't fair for us to be doing what we were doing to you.
Is that the only reason?
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
Did you ever watch the remake with Vince Vaughn?
No, I boycott that shit, man.
Whenever I signed up for Vudu, I got it for free with a couple other movies like Rudy and
I was wondering why some questionable movies were on your Vudu. I saw So I Married an Axe Murderer. I saw Rudy, and I saw the Psycho remake. The Psycho remake, I'm like, okay, maybe he was curious. But the other two, I'm like, I don't see it.
Yeah, those came with my. They're all just like standard definition free movies I got. Actually, I got the Grandma's Boy recently on there. Been wanting to watch.
Oh,
that
really?
again.
Like, what's recently?
Grandma's Boy, yeah. Like,
I said, what?
just I think a couple days ago.
Yeah, because I didn't notice that on there, man. I fucking love that movie, man.
I was trying to like find the Blu-ray and I saw that it's not on Blu-ray, so I just bought it on there.
You know what I noticed? So I didn't notice this when I was on the Vudu on the PC, but I actually downloaded the app for my PlayStation.
The free movies, or
no, I downloaded the Vudu app.
Yeah, what'd you notice?
I noticed that on that, it actually combined your movies and my movies together. Now, do you notice that when you watch mine? Do you see my movies on there? I've only got a few.
You haven't. You got to add me to your list.
Oh, I thought it just synced us. Do I have to add you two back?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I should do that then, because it's kind of cool because I have all your stuff and I don't have that. I mean, I have like just a fraction of what you got, but I do have a shit ton of movies that I need to like go back and put on there. I just got lazy with it. I have a whole bunch. I probably could, but it's actually kind of cool because it's almost like it looks like you just stacked your list. So I'll have to do that for you too. I'll see what movies I got. It kind of makes you want to go through my collection. I mean, they're probably all out of date, but you said there's like a racket you can run, right? Call them up and be like, hey.
Yeah, it seems like for a lot of them, they just kind of removed the expiration date. I said that weird expiration.
Yeah, expiration. But didn't you say like even ones that don't, you can call up Vudu and be like, hey, this one didn't work?
Yeah, like a couple I had, like I bought movie. Like if you get like a used movie or something, I have a couple times, and like you get ones that are expired. And you'll just be like, oh, I actually just bought this movie new and it just came with an expired one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty legit, right? Because you could buy some movie that's been sitting in Best Buy for a while.
Yeah.
I might try that.
Usually, though, if I notice that the date's expired, I'll try it and it'll still work.
How long are they usually good for? Are they at least good for like a couple years?
I think so, yeah.
Because I have a lot of movies I'd like to check it out and see. Because now, I don't know why I didn't put two and two together. I didn't even think like there's got to be an app for it to put on my TV. Because I'm thinking, because originally I never was into the whole Vudu ultraviolet thing. Because it's like, well, I don't watch movies on my laptop.
I wasn't either. I got into it because of Angus. It was the only way you could get HD Angus. And then I just started watching movies on it.
I thought the only way that I'd really get use out of it is if like, well, I could see myself doing it when I travel and I'm watching stuff on a laptop, but I'll never use it. But now that I didn't even fucking think about it, but there's like an app for everything. I'm like, I can put the Vudu app on my TV and everything else. Like, man, it's like having all my shit there. It's like I should totally do it. So it's cool. Now I kind of wish everything came with a Vudu code, like, you know, Psycho 2, 3 that I bought, and all these Shout.
Yeah.
None of the Shout movies come with them, do they? None of the Scream Factory titles, right?
I don't know.
It's a bummer.
Sometimes they do like new movies, and those ones might start telling.
So what are they digging out of the lake there? That's whose car?
I think they find. Actually, I think they're looking.
Remember in Psycho 4, doesn't he like drown his girlfriend? in the lake, like when he's like young, when he's like on a date?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'd have to watch it. I might have to complete my collection and get Psycho 4 now, but
You got the first one?
no, I actually didn't. They released a like a pretty good version of that last year, didn't they? Psycho 1.
Yeah.
I don't own it. Do you?
I didn't get the one they just released. Like they put out whenever they first put out the Psycho Blu-ray, it was like that whatever how many years edition, anniversary edition. Like it was on sale for a while and then it like went out of print for a little bit. And I bought like a European one Blu-ray that had all the same stuff that was region free. But I think that one's back in print.
Do you have that on Vudu by chance or no? I don't think you did.
No.
Uh-oh. Mother against... What the fuck? That's a slasher fucking move.
Yeah, I think I remember them saying that that was an insert that they shot because the studio wanted
something more of the times.
One kill like that, yeah.
Yeah. Because, yeah, this came out in 83. This is kind of the turn of the Friday the 13th Halloween.
Yeah, you really didn't need it, though. I think it's cool that they added it because I'm a fan of that stuff, but, like, they could have left any gore out or, like, at least any violent kill out and it'd still work. I can't remember if this movie... I think it was part 3. I think Tony Perkins wanted to shoot that whole movie in black and white, but decided not to.
Oh, he wanted wasn't part 4 partially in black and white, or am I crazy? Or no?
Yeah, maybe like certain flashbacks and stuff. Maybe not.
How come, I always want to call him Tony Perkins, dude, from fucking Heavyweights.
Yeah. Every time I watch Heavyweights, I always think that. I'm like, Tony Perkins, did they name him after? But then, like, I realized, the last name.
No, no, I know they're different, but like I almost like slip it, like, oh, Tony Perkins, but yeah. No, how come? I wonder why he didn't do the Psycho 4. Why didn't he direct it? I mean, if he directed the third one,
I'm trying to remember if I think he directed 2 movies, Psycho 3 and something else. I could be wrong. By the time 4 was coming out, it was actually really close to when he ended up dying. Maybe like a couple years before.
I wish I still had the VHS of Psycho 2. Did you notice? No,
I think I'm wrong. I think he ended up dying a little bit, like quite a bit later.
Let's see here. Why is it that Scream Factory didn't change the cover art for Psycho 2 and 3?
I remember when it came out, they said Universal asked them not to for some reason. So they just used the original art.
I mean, because they're special editions and everything.
Yeah, they said.
Usually. I wonder why.
They were asked. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't really have a problem with it. I kind of like I like the cover of Psycho 2. I think it's cool. And
that's one of the original posters I have in my closet somewhere.
Oh, you have the one sheet?
I think I do. I did.
Of Psycho 2? Is it folded or no?
I think it's folded, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking badass though, man.
It was kind of bad condition though, around the edges.
How much did you get that for?
It was cheap.
It's actually a cool cover. I'd like that'd be a fun, but like Psycho 3, I actually like that cover because it looks hokey as shit.
Yeah.
Or he's handing you the key. I mean, it looks like a slasher movie, but it doesn't look like the kind of poster I'd put on my wall, like a one sheet.
Yeah. I remember like back in like 6th grade going to film a video and they still had VHSs and they had Psycho 2, Psycho 3. And I was with my friend and I was like, I want to rent this. And he looked at it, he's like, Psycho? So every time Yeah, every time I look at the third movie and see that cover, I'm like, Passaggio?
Oh, what the fuck, man? Did E.T.'s Elliot play young Norman Bates? Why is there a picture?
I think he did in the fourth one.
That's what I'm saying in the fourth one.
Yeah.
Wow, he did. I forgot all fucking about that, man. Henry Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And this movie was his real son who went on to direct some more movies. He directed that Black Coat's Daughter that I showed you.
Yeah. Dude, talk about another actor following in his footsteps who was in a big movie and his career went to shit. Henry Thomas.
Yeah.
Dude, I the cover of Psycho 4 kind of looks even more generic.
Yeah. It's the same one on the Blu-ray too. I actually got the Blu-ray of that recently too.
Was it called Psycho 4 when it was on TV, or was it just called Psycho the Beginning, or whatever the fuck it is?
I think there was a 4, yeah. They did the same thing with like the Omen 4. There was an Omen 4 that was a new kid. It was a girl.
Now, was Psycho 4 made and produced with the intention of going to TV, or was it a case where they just made it and they couldn't get it marketed for, they couldn't get it in theaters and they settled for TV?
I think it was TV from the beginning, yeah.
TV from the beginning. So it's not violent then, is what I'm saying.
Not really, no.
It's totally neutered.
There might have been stuff taken out for the TV version too.
Dude, I've totally forgot Henry Thomas was in this. He's not a bad young Norman either.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch it, man. I think I have to complete it and get the fourth one.
I like it. I think it's interesting.
I just hate that you can't.
It kind of like, yeah, the last act is cheesy because he like goes back to the house and sees ghosts, which are conveniently the characters you've seen in that movie specifically. He doesn't see like ghosts from part 2 or anything like that.
Did Psycho 4 even come with a slipcover from the beginning, or is that one just totally naked? Did they really release 2, 3, and 4 at the same time and not give one of them a slipcover?
I think Psycho 4 came out later, quite a bit later.
Did it really?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Psycho 4 is the only one that I didn't get a slipcover with.
Well, and I've ordered them both, the whole series a couple of times to see if I can get a slipcover the second time. From Amp, so they must have just had a fucking shit ton of slip, or I'm guessing maybe they just didn't sell that well. Because I'm imagining the ones that sell a lot, they have to, reprint or whatever. They don't make slipcovers for them, right? That's why they guarantee you slipcovers the first 3 months only. But Psycho 2 and 3, I'm guessing they just didn't sell that well because I bought them from Screen Factory and then I also bought them from Amazon as well. And both from Screen Factory and the Amazon copies all had slipcovers. The same movies that had slipcovers that I got from Shout directly had slipcovers at Amazon.
Probably, so, like I was saying, this series is underrated. I think, so they might not have sold very well. I've heard people say that like, oh, don't even bother with any of the Psycho series sequels. They're all shitty. I'm just like, what?
Do you recognize me? It's me, your mother.
I still fucking with that wig on.
And since I'm standing here in front of you, I can't very well be on the phone.
And that knife.
That voice.
So hang on.
Is that Meg Tilly?
Yeah.
Yeah, Meg Tilly. Did she put on the costume?
Mm-hmm.
I can't
She's
hear you.
Trying to she's trying to pull a Jason Voorhees.
Okay. I don't know if that was your fucking audio or if that was my short. My mic.
I thought I accidentally unplugged my microphone.
Norman, can you hear me?
Okay, she's trying to bring him back a little bit. Dude, she kind of looks fucking hot in the wig, man.
I'd suck her dick.
No, I hate this thing, man. Like, I don't care if it's Amazon or Shout Factory, especially Amazon, man. When you get something with a box or a slipcover, it's like they intentionally want to fuck them all up. Because I got a slipcover with Psycho 3 and it was fucking banged up. And you remember how I returned my Amityville horror box set to Shout Factory to get because the box was really fucked up. Mm-hmm. And I got, oh fuck, that was a slasher move too. Fuck. But no, and then I just got my replacement in the mail 2 days ago. They replaced my fucking busted up box with another busted up box.
Is it?
Yeah. I just now I'm fucking over it. Like whatever.
Is it worse than the first one was?
It's not quite as bad as the first one, so I'll just fucking settle. Because not only was the box kind of crushed and looked like shit, but also the cases were damaged too. So, but now the cases, I mean, there's a little bit of damage, but the cases for the most part are okay, and I'm just fucking settling with it. But it's bullshit, dude. Like I clearly, it's a pretty small ran business over there. Like the guy you talk to for replacements, he's the same guy that will send you the replacements. He'll, and so this guy, knowing what my issue was, replaced it with another fucking one that wasn't like perfect. It just kind of pisses me off. I've had a bad experience with Shout Factory.
Yeah.
Look at him. Oh.
Yeah, this is the scene I was talking about where he grabs the knife.
He's just fucking taking it. He's a lot like Tony Perkins, right? He's too strong. He can't feel the pain. He's walking walking on that broken glass, right? Walking through that knife.
You're too weak, and I'm too strong.
Oh, wow. Her mother already looks like that. Why does her mother look like shit already like that?
She was killed a while ago.
But did he do that, or did Norman's real mother do it?
His real mom, yeah. He only kills her.
He didn't kill her, see? Oh, he only kills his mom.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
What a time for them to walk in. They just shot Meg Tilly. You never gonna see them titties again.
I didn't see him the first time.
We saw what might have been a body double. Anytime I see like titties that aren't attached to the face, I assume
did they show him in the shower scene?
Yeah, just real quick when she
I missed it. I missed it, man. You'd think he'd have a hard uphill battle, man, somehow convincing that he had no part in that with his record.
No, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. She didn't say that. She said if she didn't stay away, she'd be sorry. Not that she killed him.
This is crazy. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this last scene. For a damn near 2 hour long movie, it kind of went by fast.
Yeah. I think this isn't the longest one we've done still, though. I think Halloween Rob Zombie's movie was over 2 hours.
Was it really?
Yeah.
She wanted Lila to leave Norman alone.
Leave Norman alone.
So she murdered her own mother over Norman? Looks like it.
Oh, okay. So she's taking the rap too for killing her own mom.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to blame the murders on Norman. Or maybe only the daughter did it.
That's fucking whacked out, man. Like, there's just too much Swiss cheese logic. Like, even if I was like doing the case myself, I would find it super hard to believe that both the mother and the daughter were both that fucked up in the head. One of them, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, the whole thing is just so cockamamie. It's too perfect. Like,
it was just a series of fortunate coincidences.
What about it, Norman? You ready to go home? They'll all be in my report tomorrow, gentlemen.
I'm surprised they didn't do like a throwback. They should have like had the face on his the camera on his face when he was sitting there and his head lift up like from the first one.
Mm-hmm. And now we get to see the bitch. I was like,
man, dude, this is like back in the day where people just weren't pussies, I guess. He literally got stabbed about 15 times and they didn't even make him stay the night in the hospital.
Yeah, they probably would.
Like
in real life.
nowadays, they make you, stay the night if you got a fever. Sometimes, something like we better keep you the night.
They want you to pay that money. I always like the shot where she's walking up to the house.
They kind of did the whole fake out 2 killer thing before Scream did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because the mother and the daughter, and actually there's 3 killers. Isn't that fucked up? I mean, there's so much going on.
I watched Scream 4 for the first time since the theater recently. And I still don't know what
You
to
watched
think of
Scream
it.
what?
Scream 4.
Oh, your shit's going out again.
For the first time since I saw it in the theater. And I still don't know really what to think of it.
Yeah, I saw Scream 4 one time, and I mean, I'm so over those movies, but I want to say I guess I like Scream 4 better than the third one, maybe, but I mean, they're all shit.
It's kind of on par with the third one, I think.
Isn't that kind of a weird movie they resurrected? It's like, let's look at that ass shot, him bending over. Don't you think it's kind of on par?
The chick that played one of the killers in the new movie.
Yeah, Emma Roberts. I think she's kind of hot.
She's what's her name's niece, and I really, really want to fuck her.
But dude, this is Brittany Kaiser's house, and I really, really want to fuck her.
Yeah, she's Julia Roberts' niece, and she's Eric Roberts' daughter.
She's also in that movie I just mentioned earlier that Perkins' son directed, the Black Coat's daughter.
She was also in that Nickelodeon movie Hotel for Dogs.
She was on a Nickelodeon show before,
Yeah, I know.
called something. I forgot.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Eric Roberts did a convention. Casey Crypt. Yeah, it's a good shot, man. Is that a green screen? What the fuck?
It might be.
Eric Roberts did Kansas City Crypticon a couple years ago. I wanted to go there and just tell him, hey, man, your daughter grew up really nice. I just want to congratulate you.
I jacked off before I came here.
Yeah, it's like... I would have brought the magazine with her picture on it, with my mess on it. Like, hey, look at this. Will you sign this?
Have you ever seen those pictures on the internet?
No.
They're called like jizz tributes, where they take a picture of an actor or actress and jizz on their face and take a picture of it. And
Never.
Put them online. That's a thing that exists.
So this is the first. Is this not the first time that she's shown herself in the movie?
I think so.
Or is she pretending to be someone else and he already introduced her? Because it really is kind of out of left field. You'd think
she might have showed up before.
That's what I'm saying. You think it'd make more sense to sort of plant that seed early on. But I don't know. I kind of want to hear this. He's obviously giving her the poison tea. Which I don't know why he's going to give her poison tea when he's just going to fucking hit her head with a shovel.
So, are you really my mother?
Are you really my mother?
The name Spool doesn't mean anything to you?
Spool.
No. Sure.
Okay, so she must have shown herself early in the movie.
The woman you thought
She did, yeah.
was my sister. I had you when I was very young.
Very young.
I couldn't handle a brand new baby, especially being by myself. I had some trouble in the state away for a while. That's when Norman took you in.
Yeah, I think when I watched this for the first time, I thought she probably was crazy. Like, she's probably not telling the truth here, or maybe she thinks she does. I never really thought this really was his mom. I always just saw it as, okay, this is a way to get another body in the cellar.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if anything, it seems like it's, like I said, to signify that he's officially batshit crazy. Like it's him crossing over, right?
Yeah.
But, and leading into this next movie, obviously. But, so when you watch Bates Motel, they don't acknowledge any of this shit.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
I know, but
in modern times.
So they don't acknowledge that Norma Bates isn't his mother.
No.
And I have a question too. So if that's really his mother, why did she name her son after her sister? Isn't that kind of weird? Wait, why do you sit there and lurch forward like, oh, take a big drink? Oh, here it is. Oh.
I never meant to hit you over the head with that shovel.
Fuck
Deja vu.
yeah. So what do you think triggered him? Was he like pissed off at her because it's like, hey, you fucking left me, or do you
Maybe
think
he
it's
just
wanted a new mother?
yeah, maybe he just wants another
Mother.
sitting around the house.
Hmm.
Yeah, in the series, whenever he digs up his mom and takes her to his house, it's like, I'd still fuck her.
Hey, man, you're ruining it for me, man. I mean, I know that's where the story goes, but I have no idea what the series is gonna like. Don't ruin it for me, man.
I know how it is, Mother. You've had a long day and you must be tired.
You fucking, I ain't gonna watch it now.
I'll even say your prayers for
Because now I know she's gonna die in the series. Because that's the kind of thing where I think
How
it's
could
gonna
you
happen
not
at
know
the.
that?
Well, I would think it would happen at the very end or something. Because I thought she was like a real main star of it.
She is, yeah.
But I would think that maybe happens like at the end of the series or something.
The end of like season 4, something like that. But
There you
she-
go, ruining it.
Because Norman sees himself.
All right,
as
man. Why the
her.
fuck? Come on, I get
She's
it.
still in the rest of the series.
Why are you ruining it for me? I keep telling you.
How
not to
can I ruin it? It's a story we all know.
But you're telling me when it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna be watching this fucking dumbass show, and I'll be like, okay, I'm almost to the part where she's gonna die now because I know what's happening in season whatever. Just no more, Mr. Toomey, no more. Truly loves you. Does
No
do you think he's really still doing? Do you think he's really still doing that voice? Is he hearing the voice or is he doing the voice?
You just told me not to tell you anything.
I'm talking about this fucking movie, dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he might be doing it or hearing it. Does it really matter?
Why would he put the fucking body in the window?
That might just be in his head.
Everybody can see it. It's a pretty cool last shot, though.
I guess I'm reading that the original poster for this movie was originally like a Christmas card that all the crew members had and gave to all the cast members, and I guess somebody was like, "Hey, this would look good on the poster." So they
His
changed it a little
silhouette
bit.
standing out there.
Yeah,
That's cool. It's a good movie. You know, they didn't reprise the famous score and theme in this.
yeah, I read that too. That the director wanted Harry Goldsmith so much that even the studio even said like, you can use the music cues from the original. We can get. I think they even said like the same guy could do it if he was still alive. He's like, I want Harry Goldsmith to do it. And I guess there was a song written as Norman's theme that they didn't like, and it ended up getting used in the movie Twilight Zone movie.
Which is, gosh, I can't remember if I like Twilight Zone movie or not.
It's one of those like anthologies.
I know I've seen it.
Some of the stories are better executed than others.
God, what's the...
Joe Dante's is good, and the one with John Lithgow. And I like the wraparound with you want to see something really scary?
Which anthology movie am I thinking of that has like a mummy?
That's Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. I think.
Okay, it's Tales from the Dark Side of the movie, because I saw it too. That movie I didn't like.
Yeah.
And I thought I would because I love Tales. That's right.
I think originally Tales from the Dark Side movie was gonna be Creepshow 3.
Creepshow 3. I think somebody told me that. I read that somewhere. But either way, it's just boring, and it's got a couple of name actors in it. I can't fucking remember who's in it.
Yeah,
like some Corey Feldman types, right?
I'm forgetting too.
I kind of want to look it up real quick. But yeah, man, I didn't like that either. Dark Side.
There we have it. That's a classic in my book. That's one of my favorites.
I'd like to watch. What Tales from the Dark Side of the series?
Oh no, this movie we're talking about.
Another anthology movie. One of the first ones probably was Black Sabbath. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun to do too. The fucking
Mario Bava.
You know, the fucking doll and shit. The movie. Let me see. Tales from the Dark Side, the movie.
Did you ever watch Terror Tract?
No, I never did.
I think I sent you the link to watch it on YouTube with John Ritter.
You told me about it. And it doesn't have Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's pretty good.
So what's this? Stephen King? What does that have to do with Tales from the Dark Side?
Did he work on an episode or something?
Well, I'm looking at Tales from the Dark Side. It looks like it's an alternate cover for the movie, and yeah, because I see the Mummy, and it says Stephen King's name very big at the top, and underneath his name is George Romero, Conan Doyle, like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. What the fuck? And Michael McDowell.
Maybe Stephen King's Annette or something.
Oh, that's right. Okay, it has Debbie Harry, Julianne Moore.
Debbie Harry.
Yeah, she's hot. It has Debbie Harry, Christian Slater, Julianne Moore, Steve Buscemi, Matthew Lawrence. Yeah, it's got a lot of fucking people.
Remember those Disney Channel original movies with him?
Yeah, and it's got William Hickey, the Green Boy. I can't see him from fucking Major Payne. James Remar. It's got David Johansen from the fucking New York Dolls. Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel. Niagara Falls. Yeah, so it does. And the movie's just not good. I don't know. I just remember being very, very stock. So
yeah, underwhelming.
Yeah, it's kind of lame. But that was Psycho 2, everybody. I enjoyed it. For a movie that was that long and for it to kind of go by that briskly is always a good thing. And it seems like the kind of movie that could so easily have gone the other direction and been a drag, right? Because it does kind of have it's got like a weird slow burn vibe to it, but it still moves at a pace, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, similar to the original one too.
Yeah. So, because it doesn't need a whole lot of shit going on. It doesn't need a whole lot of explosives and kills.
It's all about the characters themselves, especially.
Well, Norman. That's probably why it moves as swiftly as it does, because your mind's always thinking. Because it's kind of like the whodunits, making your mind think. I guess turning the wheels in our head, but it's really good. And dude, we got to do Psycho 3 also. So I don't know which we should do next, because I think you're right. We should do The Possession again. We got to do Psycho 3, but what's the other movie we were talking about earlier? I can't even remember. That I really want to do, man. I can't fucking remember.
It's out of my mind now.
I was so excited about it too. Clearly,
I'll hear it when we're editing it.
We got a few that we really want to do, basically. That I could easily do next week. So, and I remember the one that we can't fucking remember is the one.
The Room.
The Room would be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun. And but anyway, as always, let us know what your recommendations are. We do take requests. This was requested a week or two ago, and we want to do 3. We'll probably knock out 4 at some point too. But keep those requests going and throw them our way. And while you're on YouTube, if that's where you're watching this thing, consider switching over to iTunes or, adding it to your palette, because on iTunes, as we always mention, our non-neutered versions go up there. YouTube and Google, they very strict, folks. We're not going to be able to put any film audio in the YouTube version. We're not going to be able to put any licensed music. It's pretty much just us talking, and it's still enjoyable. So if you like it, more power to you. But the iTunes version goes up a day earlier, usually, most of the time, 99% of the time. And Zach gets to put in all his audio candy in there. We got the movie playing. We got sweet little fun intros and outros. And Zach, what's the status on Google Play, man?
Yeah, I was going to mention that it's still like having trouble. Like we might have to email TalkShoe or whatever.
What's the problem?
Because every time I try to get it in there, and then it's like, oh yeah, we're going to send you a confirmation email to this email. And then it says fucking support@talkshoe.com. It's like, that's not our email. I can't get into that email. And they're like, if you can't get into this email, then change the email address linked to the RSS feed. I'm like, how the fuck do I do that? So yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
Send them an email, see if they get a response back. And in the meantime, I'll also talk to Riverman, because that's the frustration is Riverman's the one that set all that shit up originally.
Yeah.
So it's like I have a hard time speaking for it. But send them an email. I'll talk to Riverman and we'll see what's going on, because we want all you Google people to not be deprived of the greatness that is Revival House commentaries, and our other fine podcasts and interviews and whatnot. But regardless, while you're at iTunes, subscribe to us, leave us 5-star reviews there, help us get to the top there. And when we are on Google, you'll be the first to know. Leave us reviews on there as well. And if YouTube is your poison of choice, subscribe to us there and tell all your friends about us. And also, I know I say this a lot, but I've been having some trouble with it. But it is coming very, very soon. Revivalhouse.net. We're going to tell you about that as soon as it's going to drop. And then, of course, we're going to have a fun time getting all of our podcasts backloaded up onto it. We'll probably just do that little by little, getting all the backlog shit while we're putting up new quality. And I'm just waiting, Zach. As soon as that goes live, that's when I want to launch the new paranormal podcast. I think it'd be kind of cool to have something new to launch with it, right? So,
did we come up with a name yet?
Man, Corn of the Macabre was taken, so I've been brokenhearted ever since.
Were you really considering that?
I thought it was funny.
But it wasn't a funny podcast.
No, it's not. That's what sucks is it's such a funny name and you want to do it because it's so funny and stupid, but it's not a funny podcast. It's actually really serious. So we're still trying to think. And in fact, you know what? Why not? If you guys have any, I have a short list, but if anybody out there in podcast land, YouTube, iTunes land has any recommendations for a cool name I should consider for the podcast, throw it my way. We'll see what happens because I have a short list. But anyway, a lot of new stuff coming. We're going to stop rambling. Just make sure you spread the love. Spread the love. And also follow Mac and Zach Save the World. Zach here, his other podcast on YouTube and iTunes as well, where, you guys have been pumping out more content lately than you guys were for a while.
Nobody follows us on YouTube pretty much.
Yeah. So when I tell you guys to follow them, start listening to what I say.
And we actually have like stuff there that isn't on the podcast version, like us playing Friday the 13th, the game and stuff.
No, it's really, really fun stuff. So please go over there. Man, I guess we could always probably try and link you guys too on these videos too. But it'll happen. Everybody will know the majesticness, great shit that is Mac and Zach once Revival House goes up. So it'll help everything. That's right. But anyway, we're going to let you guys all go and beat off or whatever it is you want to do. I know Zach's been itching to himself. And I'm going to go to bed because it's that time of the night. But you guys have all been wonderful, and we'll all be back next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, puppet.